Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Rafale, which is the top dog for the French tech tree. So I started this game a little bit earlier than I usually would, just to show you guys what I do. I usually go below contrail range, so about 5,200 meters height, and off to the left. Here we can see our first target is off position, so we're going to keep him locked until we get close enough. And at around 21 kilometers away, when I deem he's close enough, we're going to fire a missile and keep him on our TWS, giving our missile as much data as it needs, and then we will eventually hardlock him. Our friendly Rafale also fires a missile on him. It misses, but ours will eventually reach and kill him. Now we're going to turn towards the middle of the map and try and find some more targets. So we eventually spot the contrail above us, and we're going to unlock him, or with the TWS rather, and hardlock him after we launch. He's only 20 kilometers away, so we are going to be in a ready to notch angle. He will be tunnel vision on my friendly, and we'll end up just taking the missile to the head, while not even chaffing or trying to notch. For a third kill here, we're going to launch at 15 kilometers away. We see two missiles, one is coming towards us, so we're going to notch him. We're going to notch the missile, the J-10 also notches our missile. We're going to turn back towards him. We tried to lock the guy that fired us, however he has already been killed. So we're going to turn back towards the J-10, hard locking with the HMD, and then instantly try to start notching his missiles. He fires 3 missiles on us. One of them actually goes for our friendly. We notch all of his missiles, even though we didn't notch that well. And then this last missile, pretty sure I should have died, but where Thunder was being friendly on this match, something that will not happen in later matches, as you will be able to see. Now we're just dodging or avoiding missiles that we are getting from our radar warning. We're gonna multipath and notch the missiles. We see a missile launch towards us. We try to lock the enemy. It does not. We lock his missile, so we think we can pull up and engage him, as our Mika should be able to get his R-77. However, in the end it doesn't, and we end up dying here. Next here we're just gonna try and find a target once again below contrail range coming from the left side. This guy we're gonna launch on gets killed. We see this guy 23 kilometers away. He's not really heading towards us. I usually wouldn't launch in this aspect, but I wanted to relieve a little bit of pressure on me. So we're gonna launch anyways, keep him on the TWS, guiding the missile for as long as we can. You can see on the radar that there's another guy heading towards us. He ends up switching. We look above, we see the contrails. It's a F-15 we're gonna launch. We're way too close for him to be able to do anything, and he also won't be able to launch at us. So we end up getting both of them. And we're gonna find yet another target, and we are gonna launch from 18 kilometers away. We start getting warnings, so we're gonna start notching while trying to maintain lock for as long as we can. The enemy is 2 tunnel vision on our friendly Su-34, and he will end up eating the missile, even turning towards it, giving us a easy kill. Now we're just gonna once again avoid the missiles, multipath, and notch. While we are using the terrain, we end up seeing an F-15 on our screen. So we're gonna shortly turn towards him and launch a missile at him. So there he is. We see him on our screen. We get to HMD mode to get the lock as fast as we can. We lock him, fire a missile from 10 kilometers away, and we're gonna use the terrain to hide from his missiles. We get the kill, and we look up, we see contrails. We're gonna pitch up, see that there's an F-15 right above us, launch a Mika. He might not even get an RWR from this, so we are just gonna start pitching down already, because he should be dead here, and he does die indeed.
Altitude.
Here we spot a target on TWS. He's coming towards us, however, we're still not going to launch. We're going to wait for as long as we can, make sure we get the kill. He starts turning towards our teammate. And we're just going to hold on and try and hard lock him. We failed. We finally do, so we launch from 6.5 kilometers away. At this point I'm thinking, well, this is an easy kill. However, he notches it just last second. We see the Jeff coming towards us, so we want to get rid of this guy as soon as we can. 4 kilometers away we're going to launch another Mika, and I thought there's no way this guy is going to dodge this. However, he does once again notch it last second. We got an IR missile, thinking I'm rear aspect enough to the point where he won't be able to flare it. He flares it as well. We see that one of the enemies is no longer coming towards us, so we're just going to give chase. I forgot how well this thing turns when it's slow, so kind of rough aiming over there. We do end up getting him, of course. We see the Jeff coming towards us. We're just going to flare and chaff, make sure he does not get an IR missile on us. We're going to turn into him rather, and get quite an easy shot here. Unfortunately, we will get team killed before we are actually able to take it. So in the next match here, we launch an early missile once again just to relieve pressure on us. We do not want to have someone firing at us while we're notching a missile from the guy that is going to show up in front of us, even though I'm having a hard time finding him again. We finally spot him again from 21 kilometers. We are going to keep heading towards him for as long as we can, and at around 15 kilometers we're going to launch. The F-15C gets hit by our missile because he notched the wrong way. He should have notched to his left side. So we're going to launch once again to finish him off because we just got a crit and not a severe. We do so. We once again hard lock the enemy which was below us. We're going to get our Mika ready. And eventually we're just going to shoot him from top down. He pitches up to try and kill us, however our missile is way too close to him. He should not have done that yet. And he ends up taking the missile head on. Now we are turning back towards the middle of the map. We have one target on our radar, which is locked on our radar, but he's too far. We see the F-15 on the bottom right of our screen, so we're gonna go for him. We're gonna hard lock him because he's close enough that we can do this. We see our Gripen coming. He's going for the Gripen, so we are gonna launch a missile on him from around 6 kilometers away. He should not be able to dodge this. However, Gaijin doesn't really love us anymore, so we just get a crit. We pitch down with a Magic 2 to finish it off, and unfortunately the kill gets taken. Next, we fly around for a little bit with nothing happening, and then we get an Su-33. We launch 2 missiles on him, once again only get a crit. So this is my 3rd crit of this game. He will eventually kiss the mountain though. We try and lock the Gefir, we don't get the lock. Try to gun him down while we have the reward on our screen, which makes it a little bit harder. We do end up getting him. The last guy will be killed by a teammate, so we're just gonna skip ahead. Now once again, as you will see, this is a recurring theme. We have another enemy off position. He's pushing the right side of the map for them, which for us is our left, which is not something you should be doing. We launch a little bit further away than usual, from 23 kilometers away, just because we have a friendly near and I want to make sure I get the kill. Now we're looking at our radar to see when our missile will reach, instead of looking at the timer, which is a mistake. So we launch another missile, thinking that our missile missed, and we end up just wasting it because he died for the first one. And we turn once again back towards the middle. Spot an enemy, launch from 15 kilometers away. We realize he's not notching, he's just going straight, so we're thinking at this point, well, he should be dead, there's nothing he can do. Our missile is about to reach him, and last second he actually manages to hit it with his own missile. So we pitch up again, fire a missile. Stefan making it really hard for his missile to pull. It's an A-Montaigne, so it's probably not going to reach. If that was a Mika, I would most likely have been dead. So heading towards the middle of the map again, we spot the F-15I on our map. He's going back towards his base. We actually see on the chat a friendly just called it out. We hard lock him because once again we are close enough. Pitch up. And when we get to about 15 kilometers, we launch a Mika. Now he's flying back towards his base, and if he just keeps doing that, he won't be able to notch it and he will get killed. He does see our friendly Mirage, however, tries to turn towards him. Unfortunately for him, my missile was already on the way and it will hit him in the forehead. Now we spot this guy from 14 kilometers away. We launch a missile on him. He's heading towards us. He's just able to notch it, so we keep him locked, waiting for the next missile. Our raider decides to lock a friendly. We relock the enemy, and once we get to about 5 kilometers away, we see he starts pitching up, so we're just gonna launch again. He does get hit by a friendly missile meanwhile, but our missile's already on the way, so we will finish him off and get the kill. Now the last guy is killed by a friendly, and there's nothing really we do, so we're just gonna skip ahead once again. So here we spot this guy off position again. We fire from we launch from 22 kilometers away and start notching from the missiles that are coming from the contrails. However, we want to keep guiding the missile for as long as we can, and eventually we'll just stop locking him and let the missile go on its own to avoid the missiles coming from the contrails. We stop getting our radar warning, so we assume it's clear. We start pulling back towards him. We're using HMD to spam lock, see if we can lock him. We don't, so we go back to the normal radar mode. We do not see him anywhere. Look up just to make sure we're not getting launched on or going under someone, which can get us killed. We will eventually spot the F-16C on us. We're gonna pitch up and launch a missile, try to get it over the mountain. However, I had not realized there were two parts of the mountain, or two different mountains if you want to say it like that. So we did not pitch up enough, and our missile will eventually go down and hit the mountain. We get HMD, we lock him from 1.2 or 1.6 kilometers away. We were way too close. His missiles won't be able to do anything. We do get the kill. So here we're getting launched on. We are multipathing. We see the Eurofighter. We're gonna start going towards him. Look behind us. We don't see anything. We see a friendly behind us, so we think it's clear. However, as we're turning, we see on the map really quickly showing up another enemy. So we're gonna spot him. We see he's 4 kilometers away. We're gonna launch on this Eurofighter just to make sure he doesn't turn around on us. Lock this guy and off-bore Mika on this Eurofighter from 2 kilometers away. Once again, at this range, really the Mika is the only thing that's gonna be reaching. His AIM-120 or even his AIM-9 will never be touching me, so we should be fine there. Here we start multipathing some missiles, but unfortunately we do it wrong for some reason. We start heading towards the missiles, which means they will hit the ground in front of us and still damage us. We tried to fire Mika there, but for some reason the game didn't want to let me launch. We see another target above us. We're going to launch to prevent him from turning around while we try and kill the Su-27. The Su-27 dies, however, so we turn back, realizing we no longer have any radar missiles. He just barely is able to avoid my Mika, and given that we're getting locked and getting radar warnings from 3 different sides, we're just gonna stay close to the ground. You see the F-15, he launches on us. We're gonna multipath it properly this time. Pull up last second, lock him, launch a Magic 2, he turns the opposite way that he should. We kill him, accidentally notch the missile. Once again, forget how well this thing turns at low speed. So we pull way too hard, miss the shots here, and when we use our keyboard control, we just pitch down because of our damage, and we're gonna try and run away. Unfortunately, we'll be getting chased by 3 different enemy aircraft, and we'll end up getting killed here, so I'll just skip ahead. once again, we are using the small radar scope to have a faster refresh rate. We realize there are way too many enemies coming towards us. So this time we're gonna launch from further away, from 26 kilometers away and from 21 kilometers away. Not expecting to get any kills, but mostly just to relieve pressure. We want those guys pulling away from us, so we want them to try and notch. And we actually end up getting one kill here on that Typhoon. And we start notching. We accidentally lock someone on our radar while we're looking behind us. We realize that he is starting to notch us, so we are not going to launch. However, as you'll see here, we hear a sound that I assume is the missile coming towards me, so I just launch. In the end, it wasn't actually a missile coming towards us, and I just wasted a missile because as he was already notching, the missile didn't even track. We spot yet another target. I'm honestly not sure what is happening at this point because I realize he's slow and he's way higher above me. We just launch anyways as soon as we see the contrails, make sure it's an enemy and not just a missile that got lost and is coming towards us. I have no idea what he was doing, he just keeps going straight and he will end up eating the missile. Next we see that this guy is turning around. I thought he was going to turn around to engage me, so I launch. In the end he did not turn towards us. He just started notching, but he didn't change his trajectory, so the IOG probably got it into him, or he just notched a little bit too late.
Lock.
And here, this is going to be our last kill. We spot a Typhoon. We're going to launch from 10 kilometers away from top down. I'm assuming he's going to have to go up to try and kill the Rafale, which is exactly what he does. And he ends up eating the missile. So this is it for today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel as it helps massively. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.